threat, the environmental threat, and other threats, global problems to unify it. In fact, I just went to that article from memory. Print it for me. I'm going to highlight the parts. And there's a second, I think that's the second part. There's a first part where he comes out and says, yes, it's authoritarian in nature. Yes, we kept it from you, but it's for your own good. The point is that here they are saying Larry Summers will fix everything when it's Larry Summers who got rid of the Glass-Steagall with Obama's progenitor, the Clintons. And then now Larry Summers is back advising under Obama. And do people expect there to be any change when this is the policy? We go to the people that engineered all of this, and we read publications that they own and control who never even mention, hey, they're the ones that did all this, when it's as obvious as the nose on your face. And so I'm going to be breaking that down later in the broadcast. In fact, I've already started doing it here right now. Now, when we come back from break, I'm going to break down, obviously, the top news of the day and try to go through every angle and facet of it. That's why I've written here on construction paper. I got up in the middle of the night, was creeping around the house, and the first paper I came across was some of the children's construction paper. So I wrote, I don't know, 3-4 pages of notes here, breaking down why the different formulae that are used. Why would Obama say he'd veto the bill because it had indefinite detention for citizens in it, and then sign the bill, and then it emerges that it was the White House demanded those provisions be there, and Obama knew that? And I break down why they deceive that way, why they do that, and what the NDAA does and where things are going. But where are all the people out there who, for over 16 years, said Alex Jones is a kook, there's no plan to put military on the streets? Now that it's in Stars and Stripes, the Army Times, the National News, now they've shifted from, you're still a kook because you don't want the military on the streets. And then now I hear them defending the military doing drills to confiscate our guns. So we're going to break all of that down today. Then we're going to get into what's happening in the Eurozone, record gun sales, and more. It's a very important transmission lined up. Stay with us. First live show of the year.
Big Bird.
Okay, obviously a lot of you are going to want to respond to the NDAA. After I break it down, I'm going to give the number out and hear from you on that subject or any other topic you wish to raise here. We are live. It is the second day of January 2012 on this Monday edition, and it's going to take some getting used to here, obviously. Time is speeding up. Now, we had seen some false alarms in the media saying that Obama had signed this about a week and a half ago, but those were not accurate. He did indeed sign it in private, the Associated Press reported, Saturday afternoon in Hawaii. That was in the evening, Saturday here on the mainland. And he signed it privately. He did not have a robo-sign do it, a robot, a computerized signature, which has been found to be unconstitutional, but so are signing statements. And in the signing statement, you can read it at Infowars.com. DrudgeReport.com has been linked to our article about it with the signing statement added. But we actually put links to where Obama's lying in his signing statement. That's been on the Drudge Report since yesterday afternoon. It's now moved down on the right-hand side, halfway down, but it was the top story yesterday. Which, again, I appreciate. I appreciate Drudge actually linking to a real article where we have links in Obama's statement when he says, I'm against the indefinite detention for citizens, but I'm still signing it. We have links to Carl Levin and other senators saying Obama demanded this be added. And we have links to him saying he wouldn't sign it with that in there. We just show the lies. Now, the question is, why lie? I'm going to explain that in a moment. Because when you understand this lie and you peel back the layers of the onion, I've studied these people in depth. I know them. Then you understand how weak they are. How incredibly weak and pathetic they are. Now, you're like, well, then why are they running everything? Because we are laying down. I mean, if you didn't fight back against a 7-year-old, they could probably kill you. If you just laid there, they could get a sharp stick and stick it in your eye and cram it down into your brain, probably. I mean, if you lay there in a bed of fire ants and don't get up, they can kill you. They're little bitty ants. And that's basically what it is. The New World Order are a bunch of ants, and we just lay here with them crawling all over us, stinging us, and I'm jumping up and down saying, let's get up. But individually, I'm like a little Lillipully. You know, those little people that, you know, tie the giant down. I'm small, but together we're big. We are the body politic. The globalists are tiny, but together they're powerful, and they know how to work together. That's what the Council on Foreign Relations and other people do. So I'll say it again in the new year. I'm very thankful to Matt Drudge and Joseph Curl and all the people over at the Drudge Report, because it is the biggest news site in the world, undisputed. New York Times, others admit it. It drives more traffic than Twitter, Facebook combined, and all the other so-called conservative sites and libertarian and constitutional sites and even liberal sites mainly will not ever point out the emperor is wearing no clothes. And Infowars.com's huge. Prisonplanet's gigantic. With the radio show and the YouTube channels and everything we do, we're big. We're one of the biggest things out there. But when it comes to internet, there's nothing even approaching Drudge. And this morning, I tuned into talk radio, and what were they talking about in San Antonio? And then I spent about an hour when I was on the treadmill listening to radio this morning instead of watching film, tuned to local radio and heard them talk about this on Local 590. 2 different shows, WOAI and 590 KLBJ here in town. And that was the 2 stations I listened to all on the treadmill for 45 minutes, was because of Drudge. They were reading this and saying, should the government be able to secretly arrest citizens and have you disappear into a black hole? And they were reading from the article. I could care less they didn't give me any credit. All I care about is stopping this because I have children, because I want to be free, because I want to have a future. And I'm telling you, that's the power of the Drudge Report. This is not a bunch of rump kissing here. I'm going to come back and actually get into it, the actual article, and him signing it. It's just that InfoWars, yeah, we can put an article out, and sometimes it breaks into the, quote, mainstream and really goes mega viral. But with Drudge, it's guaranteed every time. And so it's the Drudges saying, the emperor's not wearing clothes. Here's Obama lying, and links to it. That's a big deal. So I just give thanks to that in the new year, and give thanks that the internet is still here in somewhat of a free position for now. But even AP, Reuters, the top scientists that invented the internet, all of them are public right now, even Politico, saying this SOPA bill is the end of the internet and the end of free speech and the end of due process. And my friends, we are back live here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give the number out here in just a few minutes. Coming up, it's littered with cuss words, but we're going to bleep them out and air it on the nightly news this evening. Disturbing video that shows U.S. soldiers blowing up a dog in Iraq for fun. There are hundreds of these videos. The U.S. troops killing people's sheep, cows, horses for fun, blowing up people's dogs, killing puppies. And when we showed one of these videos a few years ago, a fake conservative who goes along with the entire system, Michelle Malkin, came out and said, I was a liar and that it was a toy dog. Now, clearly it was a puppy holding its feet up when you hold them by the scruff of the neck. Clearly they kill it. The Marines did an investigation and confirmed it was real. And they didn't care. Malkin continued to say it wasn't real and that I was a liar. So when I ran into her, she had these local Republican college bloggers with her. They posed as if they were with us, wearing masks and hats, and screamed, kill Michelle Malkin, and then put out a blog saying I said kill her. And national so-called conservative radio went with, I'm calling for killing Michelle Malkin. And even the Denver Post ran with it. National TV ran with it. They sent extra out. It was clearly a psyop. And interviewed me there in Denver when I was at the DNC and said, why did you say kill her? And I showed him my own video, and the reporter basically laughed at me and left and never even showed that. And I still get emails saying, how dare you say killer? It's on the video. I'm screaming, how dare you say I'm a liar? They killed that dog. Admit it's real. It's been admitted it's real. And they just said, you know what? Kill Michelle Malkin, they screamed behind me, crouching down, PSYOP experts. And then they all left with her. They all walked off, got in cars, and left with her. That's what they think is cute. They think it's fun to deceive the public, to pose as conservatives so you can lead the opposition to the New World Order as loyal opposition and lead it down a rat hole. And there's a new video out today. The only reason I'm covering it is it happened to be in the newspaper. I mean, I don't even, if I wanted to, quote, just bash the troops, I could have these every day. Forget killing dogs. I've got British troops, U.S. troops, contractors sitting off the side of highways, just shooting families in minivans and Lincoln town cars, and men and women rolling out bleeding and shooting them, and shooting women while they walk down a desert road with a 4-year-old holding their hand, and they laugh as the 50 cal blows her head off. And I've got them torturing children, just beating them and beating them. You know, I think I ought to put a U.S. troop compilation torture together. We'll do that. It'll take a few days to compile it, though. Wednesday or Thursday on the nightly news. So we got to bleep out all the cussing. We will leave in the pit demon noises, though. The psycho, masochistic demon surfacing. The demon surfacing part we'll leave in. Okay, I mean, I'm going to leave all that in. Oh, you think I'm joking? We're going to get it all together. We've aired those here before. Yes, yes, kill him. Oh, bad little child. Naughty, naughty little boy. But guys, we have that in the computer. It's something like British troops beat children. Yeah, but you always hear that same noise in these videos. American troops, British, contractors. Always when they're doing it, you hear the demonic entity come to the surface, and it's having a vampire feeding frenzy. And it just totally takes them over. And boy, do we get death threats and everything when we play this stuff, because they don't want that known. They call that anti-U.S. military. No, letting our military be taken over by a culture of demonic little creatures, that is destroying our military and our name worldwide, because this is all over TV worldwide. In fact, it's come out, the CIA globally releases the photos and the videos of this, but only for foreign use, for our future destruction. Domestically, you're not meant to see this. Remember, the United States is the main enemy. The Republic is the enemy. So while they use America to set up this world government, when they're done with us, the world's got to completely, absolutely hate us. Then they'll trigger a civil war here in the U.S. with attempted gun confiscation. This is one of their main plans. Marching the police and military off to certain death in gun confiscation. Certain death. And that's part of the plan. Then the I-4 UN global troops will come in. That's now in all the official FEMA, Homeland Security documents. I used to have to get military officers like Colonel Craig Roberts on, you know, who's like, yeah, my nephew, after his graduation